The exodus of Rohingya Muslim ethnic minority refugees from Myanmar to Bangladesh is going to be a humanitarian catastrophe according to the United Nations. Myanmar's leader Aung San Suu Kyi is a Nobel Peace Laureate, but the life of Rohingyas is far from peaceful. Reza, who are the Rohingyas and why are they being persecuted?
Well, the Rohingyas are basically Muslims. Most of them are Bengali speaking, and they have lived in an area of Myanmar called the Rakhine state. Most of them are concentrated there. They've been there for generations. Most of them were brought in as workers during the time of the British Raj, and they have never been given citizenship by Myanmar after its independence. They are considered stateless. They have tried several times to get citizenship of Myanmar, but it has never happened. And there has been growing persecution of the Rohingyas following a series of flare-ups of communal tension in Rakhine state since about 2012, when there was a huge flare-up over the rape of a local woman that was blamed on the Rohingyas. Subsequently, there have been military crackdowns, and this has resulted in this flow of refugees from that area to Bangladesh, to India, to other countries in the region.
So there is also a low-key insurgency happening. So Rohingyas have organized as a sort of a militant group, and the violence actually started sometime in late August after they raided a police post. So do you think that this has got to do with the military crackdown on the militancy in Rohingya among Rohingyas, not just another just a persecution of the minorities?
This militancy that has evolved in Rakhine state, it's something that is a reaction to the crackdowns, obviously. August was in fact the second attack that was carried out in a coordinated manner on Myanmar police positions and army positions. There was another attack last year, and that too was followed by a very brutal, a very repressive crackdown. The reports are that this year's crackdown is in fact much worse. Villages have been burnt. There are reports of lots of people being, unarmed civilians being targeted. As far as the militancy over there is concerned, well, these people are not very well armed. It's not, you couldn't compare them to, say, other groups that operate in this region, or even other militant groups that are active in Burma or Myanmar. These people are not very well armed, but they are very, there's a lot of frustration which militant commanders are tapping into. And there are reports that, other groups are fishing in these troubled waters. There have been reports of links to the Islamic State, also to the Lashkar-e-Toiba and Jamaat-ud-Dawa.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi just finished a visit to Myanmar, and in spite of all the global outcry about the plight of the Rohingyas, he didn't explicitly mention it. Do you think India should be bothered?
Well, I would like to answer that question first by looking at some of the reasons why Prime Minister Modi probably didn't get into the specifics of the Rohingya problem. For a long time, India had sort of cut off its ties with Aung San Suu Kyi and had focused on the military regime in Myanmar, largely because it wanted to get cooperation to tackle militant groups from India's northeastern states which have bases in Myanmar. So it was believed in New Delhi that it was more important to have links with the military junta. Once Aung San Suu Kyi came back to power with her party winning the elections, there was a sort of a half-hearted attempt made to improve relations with her. But in the meantime, China had come in and taken over, a much larger role in Myanmar. And this is something that is worrying India. So there are 2 points here actually that are of concern to India. India doesn't want China to have a very large role within Myanmar, and at the same time it wants cooperation from Myanmar to counter northeastern militant groups that are based in Myanmar's soil. So this is probably the reason why Prime Minister Modi or the Indian government hasn't made too much of a fuss about Rohingyas.
Some reports are calling what is happening to the Rohingyas as a genocide. I do not know whether there is any precedent in revoking a Nobel Peace Prize. But if the low-key insurgency in the Myanmar Rakhine region by the Rohingyas is not tackled through peaceful methods, it is not going to be low-key anymore. And that may be a bigger price to pay than having to forego a Nobel Peace Prize. Thanks for watching.